Welcome to the Hall of Fame Club podcast, now with Season 2 flavoring. Still your local source for the 2025 Philly season. And now your hosts, Chris, JV, and Keith.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, August 26, 2025, and welcome to the S2E22 of the Hall of Fame Club podcast. And that's brought to you by the Broken Bell Network. Messed that one up. Good. Tonight, the boys,
just like the ump in tonight's game.
Oh boy!
Tonight we're going to discuss the week that was, the week that could be, and the reliever that should never have been. And as always, we'll have Stump the Fuzz, find the dummy of the week, and all of that and more on this episode of the Hall of Fame Club podcast. Gentlemen, welcome and happy Travis and Taylor Day.
I mean, I just find it funny that
guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh?
That
Anybody?
Travis and Taylor had to up our announcement of the Orange and Black podcast coming to the Broken Bell Network with their engagement. Were they waiting for us to make this announcement so that they could top us?
I think so. There's such media whores.
Come on, man. Let the Broken Bell have the day for a couple of minutes. Come on. We got a new Flyers podcast coming. I like it. Finally got a Flyers podcast. Maybe they can win something. I don't know. Let's just hope for a little
So
something.
when does this ice dancing podcast start?
September 12th is the date. I believe it's a Friday. The time is to be announced.
Okay.
So good luck to Jamie Bascal from the Flyers for the Gritty Nitty, who is going to be doing it. He's Flyers guy through and through. So more than a fan, he's truthful. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was, they're going through a reorganizational time, right? So it's definitely, the new coach in place. Well, finally, for him to be, his team. So there's a lot of excitement, I think, coming around the team. They are trying to get out of their, their former days of just, kind of trying to push along, I think, a name to carry along the organization.
What do you think is going to happen first? The Flyers win the Stanley Cup or Robo-Wumps in MLB?
Robo-Wumps, 100%. 100%. That's not
I
even
would have to
stop it.
agree.
I
might even go out on a limb and say Cowboys get a ring first for the Flyers.
Well, I always, I listen. I'm a 4-for-4 guy. I love my Flyers, but just sometimes, it's you Flyers fans at times do sound like Cowboys fans. At times, not all the time. I mean, Cowboys fans, it's their year every year since Titanic came out. But yeah, so Orange and Black, September 12th. Hosted by Jamie Bascal. You can find the show on the Broken Bell Network, all our socials, as well as it will broadcast to the Philly podcast page because it's our flagship until we get up there with Broken Bell. But it's a fun time in Broken Bell Network land. What's up, Gertrude? Gertrude's a big Jalen guy. She's a big Cooper DeJean guy, and last week she was sticking up for Breed when we weren't. So. In the one show. So thanks for tuning in, Gertrude.
Let's get to the story at hand before my head explodes. Before we get into maybe things that we're
from work.
No, work was fine. It really was. So it's one of those situations where if you kind of look at it abstractly, and let's do this, the Phillies are looking really good. Let's let's do this. In the last 10 games, they've gone 7-3, homestand of 5-1. I'm going to reiterate this. Their current record is 76-55. They are first place in the NL East. They are currently, as of this very second I am saying this, are 6 games ahead of the Mets. They played really well against the Nationals. It's a great series win. That looked like it was highlighting our resilience, the things that we were kind of able to point to as the standouts of the season. Aaron Nola came out strong on Saturday. Ranger Suarez with a gritty looking win on Sunday. And a crazy awesome save from Orion Kerkering. These were all things we saw in the Nationals series. It felt like really good baseball. Nobody walked away. I think we all felt bring on the Mets. Is that a kind of an accurate statement that this weekend, I think there's always apprehension about the Mets because it is the Mets and they kind of dial in on us. But am I accurately portraying the Phillies to you guys where you're feeling super confident about your team after the National Series?
Well, yeah, after that series, they look pretty good. They look solid all the way up and down the lineup. Guys were hitting the ball. The guys were pitching really well. And then, so yeah, I think you had reason to be confident going into the next series, no matter who the next series was,
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what a few hours is going to make, right? A trip up 95 in a few hours, and that's a difference that we're currently at. Fuzz, what's going on? What happened yesterday?
Implosion. And listen, listen, again, I go back to, the Mets and I am not scared of the Mets. I will never be scared of the Mets. It is what it is with the Mets. I'm not worried about the Mets. Is it frustrating? Yeah, I don't care. The Mets haven't won anything since Doc Gooden was doing coke. So I don't care. It's frustrating as hell. They haven't won shit in 40 years. So I don't care about the Mets. I really don't. It's frustrating to lose to the Mets. Last night was very frustrating. We have our good friends at the Drunk Phil's fan who actually has the FTM on every single post, which I absolutely love because really at the end of the day, it is fuck the Mets. But I'm not scared of the Mets. The Mets are nothing to me. They are a worthless organization. They're $500 million in, and they're 6 games behind the Phillies, and I'm supposed to be scared of them because they might sweep us. I think the last time they beat the Mets at home was it feels like it was 97. It's been 8 straight games, and with 9. But I don't care about the Mets. I don't care about the Mets enough to sit there and lose sleep over the Mets. The Mets are the Mets. They're never going to win a World Series ever again. There's a better chance they're going to go on another drought like the Chicago Cubs did and the Boston Red Sox. They're not going to win anything. They're a joke of an organization. Plain and simple. And I'm going to say it before, and I'll say it again. You don't really hate the Mets. You hate their ignorant ass fan base. Plain and simple. And people can sit there and say what they want about the Phillies. The Mets fan base is nothing but a bunch of scumbags. Plain and simple. I hope they all step on Legos tonight in the middle of the night. And they're sitting there and you go on social media and Keith Hernandez is going to call the Phillies overrated. Does he look at his baseball team? He also said the Phillies didn't play fundamental baseball the year they went to the World Series. Again, how do these guys have jobs? They literally don't know what they're talking about, and it's just for sound bites. So now I'm just going to start doing sound bites for now. The Mets will never win another World Series ever again. For doing sound bites, Keith Hernandez is a dirty, disgusting Met, and he is a useless Met analyst. And Ron Darling is just as bad with his stupid voice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My rating's done. I'm gonna mute myself so I don't.
No. Well, we caught some of your audio for Keith Hernandez first before the show.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Keith Hernandez is going to Keith Hernandez. That is his whole shtick at this point.
I don't think it is. I think he's legitimately stupid. I honestly cannot look. No, I can't look at him seriously in the face and think this guy knows baseball. He doesn't. I don't understand how a guy who like I'll say, I don't understand a guy who played the game doesn't know, baseball, the fundamentals. I always said about Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi was a great catcher coming up in the major leagues with the Yankees. Didn't know how to handle the Phillies bullpen. That's where I'm at with these guys. They don't know baseball. They're just there because of their name and what they did in the sport. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Just hit a double.
Yeah. I think it's one of those situations where, yes, we 13-3 loss last night is demoralizing. We can't take that away. But those are we've talked about this before on this podcast almost weekly, where I think there's a subset of games over a 162 game season where statistically it's just going to be ridiculous. It's going to be, and you don't want it to be against the Mets, but it's where it happens. It's the same thing last year when there's no reason whatsoever. Oakland should have had that series sweep against us. What are you talking about? It's just the fundamentals of baseball where that.
Do you know what's so funny about that Oakland sweep? We knew it was before the All-Star game. No one knows. No one remembers when your team loses to a baseball team before the All-Star break. They got swept and they got bad. That last game was terrible.
Oh, right. And everyone's going to point that the All-Star break was the beginning of the end for last season. And I'll fight you tooth and nail that it was London. But like those things in baseball will happen. The Mets are just, and I want the Mets fans to kind of have this. Because what it does is it makes that September fall all the more sweeter if you feel like at the end of August there might be momentum in your favor. Even if they take this series, even if whatever it might be, I want your failure to be as tasty as it is for me, as bittersweet it is going to be for you. Because that's just the way Mets fans salivate. They put all of their faith and all of their eggs in a basket. I'm not saying Juan Soto is that basket this year, but you really thought he was going to be the second coming of I don't even know what you expected. But as we're talking, we have unfolding in the game, bases loaded, 1 out. It scored a run. I'm sorry. We now have a 5-3 game. I'm sorry. I thought I did not know runner advanced.
Yeah,
awesome.
You've been saying it since the playoffs that this team's been on a downfall since London, and I tried to fight you on it, but you're 100% correct. Like the downfall has been since London. For last year, when you play ridiculous, what was it, 700 baseball up until London?
750 through May is crazy.
Right. And when it catches up to you at the end of the season, it doesn't look as bad because you're like, hey, my team did this and my team did that. When reality is, I don't even think they might have been a 500 team.
I think they were just slightly under a 500
right.
Second half of the season.
When you tried to hide the deficiencies, it just didn't help. It just didn't.
Well, we all knew how to play the number games with our grades in high school. You do well enough in the first market period, you just screw off for the next 3. I mean, the math seems to work out. And yeah, baseball's like that over 162. So I don't want us. That's why I'm okay with saying a guy's got a 232 batting average. Now, it doesn't mean anything, right? There's so much more involved statistics that JV, like I'm sure you don't even care as a little league guy what a batting average looks like.
No, and I know we talk about how Moneyball was a movie and it doesn't, but there's a lot in there that still makes sense. Like, get on base. I don't care about your batting average. What's your on base percentage? Are you getting on so that you can be driven in? Are you driving in runs? Those are the two things. Runs win games. getting a base hit doesn't necessarily mean you win the game. It's how much are you on base and getting production and coming around the score. So total bases, on base percentage, runs scored, runs driven in. I know RBI is luck. You got to be based on the guy in front of you getting on base, blah, blah, blah. But you still got to be able to drive them in. And I don't care what your stats are. Your mindset changes a little bit when there's a
Someone
guy
told
on
me
base.
you're so intense. You only take kids who have a WAR above 3.
Yeah.
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 I wonder.
And if
Do you
don't-
think there are some organizations that actually do WAR in Little League? Like, is there a WAR stat?
Absolutely. There's something that if you go out and look,
Jesus, they're
if you look
kids,
within
man.
Game Changer, if you look at Game Changer,
That would have been a great
stats are
question.
available there.
Yeah, it
But,
is.
they're
That would have
there
been a
and
great
available.
question to ask Sean last week.
Yeah.
They're
And
kids,
you go
man.
to
What
these
are we
tournaments,
talking
man?
about? How do you WAR a kid?
You go to some of these tournaments. I see it on Facebook all the time when you go. There's these pickup pages where these kids are getting picked up and trying to get on to these teams just for a weekend tournament. I happen to be on vacation in Texas. Is anybody playing in this tournament and need a pickup player? Or, I was a catcher if you're looking for one. Stuff like that. The fact that exists disgusts me.
Listen,
If my kid's playing on a tournament team and we pick a kid up and it's not a local kid that we're coming with it, like somebody that plays in the organization or something like that, and they're just coming to help out because we know we're shorthanded, and they get more playing time than my kid, I'm losing my shit on that organization because that's ridiculous. And I get it again. If you have 2 A teams at a club, you have a red and a blue, and you're going to be short, and the blue team wasn't planning on playing in this tournament, and you grab a couple of those kids to join the red team for that tournament, that's different. They're at least part of the family. But you're not. I don't want you showing up in Cooperstown for a game there, and you grab a local Cooperstown kid to play. No. And unfortunately, that happens too much in kids baseball. But anyway, talking about 750 in May, that being ridiculous. Our friends at Drunk Phil's Fan put this up that we all freak out about the Phillies losing, but if they play 500 ball over the next 32 games, they're getting 92 wins, and the Mets have to play 750. They have to have a win percentage over 750 to get to 93 wins. So that means if we can just knock out a win here and there, they have no shot. If we just stay at 501 on our win percentage over the next 32 games,
I was looking at
I'm not worried about the Mets coming in and taking that spot.
Yeah, the magic number math that was done, I think I looked at it like 4 days ago before the end of the National Series, had that differential. I think the Mets had to be sitting at like 800, but this past win might have. Remember, that percentage is gonna go in their favor a lot quicker if they take this series to any extent. I think us taking the series loss to the Reds, I think us splitting with the Nationals in the 4 game, I think that put us back in terms of our runaway with it. But, I'm not going to lie. We've got Atlanta coming up. It's a home series. I think we'll be okay, but it's a 4 game. So there you go. You're going to be facing Milwaukee in the first. I think we're seeing them on Labor Day, right? That we open the series against Milwaukee on Labor Day.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's going to be tough. I mean, it's Milwaukee. They are the best team right now, and they are looking to kind of shore up, their kind of dominance in the NL. Then we go kind of Miami. We come back to New York near the middle of the month. Anything on this roster or this schedule that's making you guys like eye twitch at all?
Little Dicky.
Well, yeah. Well, if he stays on, hopefully his 15 turns into a 30, into a 60.
Like you cannot look at this team and then look at the fans and then be like, we're gonna cut Joe Ross and say that Jordan's middle finger is the one's got right. My fingers always hurt every time Jordan pitches.
I love this segue. I love it. I love it so much. This has got to be the best one you've ever done. So the Phillies have, I guess it was a 13-3 blowout last night. And we will kind of get into the unfolding of that, but that was completely a Jordan Romano situation where he
Do
decided...
we even get mad anymore when he comes in when we're losing? I
No.
don't. I just want him off the team.
Like, no, I heard. So
it's like real quick.
Let me
hold on. He comes up. It's like, all right, hold on. Let me get in FanDuel. Who's up fourth? Okay, cool. Total bases at least 2.
Yeah. When I have a student come up to me today and he's like, "Yo, Newman, let me tell you something. Jordan Romano just set a record." I'm like, "What?" Well, okay. I knew this kid is awesome, and I'm like, "All right, bro, what is it?" He goes, "Jordan Romano is the first pitcher in Major League history to have the highest ERA for over 40 innings pitched as a reliever." I said, "What?" I'm like in the StatCast era? He's like, "No, ever. Ever. This is like since baseball was invented."
How do you get to 40 innings if you're that bad? If your ERA is that bad?
As a reliever, right? Because it's just limited engagement. Now, it's not good for a starter either, but you can understand over the volume of innings and that number being larger. It just makes sense mathematically. But as a lower, you're talking 40 innings, my guy. So
40 innings for a starter is like the first month of the season. Or 2, and they have 4 more months to fix it. 40 innings for a reliever is the entire season. Like these guys probably only throw 50 to 60, and that's when your long relievers are hitting that number.
Right, and so I think some of those extra innings are because at that point Topper said, "F it, I might as well burn him out." You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what? People say he doesn't know how to manage a bull. I don't hate that strategy. If you're already down 7 or 8 runs, throw the garbage in there. Let it.
Yeah,
I think everybody on the team realizes it too. Like, white flag it. All right, let's save some of these other bullpen guys. Let's not let them get hurt, have them throw too much, and bounce back next year or next day. I mean,
so because of that game last night, the Romano was placed on the 15-day IL for finger inflammation, and Joe Ross was released. So do you guys think this is what is that 15-day move? They're trying to pull someone else up. Who's coming up? Who are they moving up?
Jerry Jordan, Jerry Judy, Judge Judy, anybody better than Jordan Romano?
They're bringing up Lou Trevino and Daniel Robert. Lou Trevino, the golfer.
Yep. So the guys that they are moving to bring up, Daniel Robert, Trevino, right? These
Louis
are
Trevino?
Yep, Louis Trevino. These are things that I know nothing about.
I'm so glad Francisco Lindor got hit by a pitch on an 0-2 count.
Yeah, we got Tanner Banks in there. He's up to 17. We got 2 outs, a man on third. Listen, we still got plenty of game left for this. I'm hoping at some point that the Bad News Bears leave the stadium and the Phillies do show up. They're just it feels like there's apathy at the plate right now at times. I'm getting sick of hearing local news media try and ask the question over and over again, or sports media, where's Bryce Harper? He's the only guy I see actually producing at this like, I'm not saying high rate, but I'll say consistent. He is consistently clutch still.
I don't know. I don't understand how JT hasn't been ejected. Like, you're the catcher. You need to stand up for your pitcher. You need to turn around and say something. Like, show you care. Do something. Like,
Apathy. It's apathy
like-
all around.
like Jordan, Jesus got ejected after he got taken out of the game. Like, let me see if I get this straight. You suck at your job, and you're gonna eject the guy. I mean, it doesn't make any sense because he was already out of the
It
game.
was such a moment of I quit. No, you're fired. What? What? Shut up, dude. I'm leaving anyway. Go.
I think there's something up with these umpires in this series because that last night watching, there was a couple of pitches that like even Soto, like he stopped and he was like staring at him and talking him down. So like something feels off with this umpire crew. Like these guys just like they're missing the calls and the guys are staring them down, but they're not ringing them up either. Like they're not tossing them. Because the one time I would have tossed Soto, like he turned and he was like, no, that's not a strike, and like was talking to him for a minute. It's like, you know what? That's the second time you've done that tonight. You're gone. Like, and it just seems weird that these umpires are letting these guys talk to him. So JT might be just saying stuff to him, and these guys just aren't running them. I don't know what it is.
You think they want a scene before they ring them?
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe.
Okay. Listen, if you have a main character syndrome as a Major League Baseball umpire, I think you forget what this game's about.
Unless the commissioner's office reached out to these guys and be like, look, this is a premier series for us. This is a high market series. Like, don't throw the stars out. So you have guys like Soto and JT that are able to turn around and say something to these guys. Maybe McNeil gets tossed if he says something, but he should just get tossed because he showed up. That dumb face.
I go back and forth. I know McNeil is a baseball player's player. I do know that. I do probably imagine him having some sort of coaching career as he retires or moves on. I 100% can see it. But he's our current Chipper, right? He's our Chipper Jones. He's our Larry.
He's
It's
not as good.
I
He's
think
not an everyday player. He's garbage, but he runs his mouth like he's a superstar.
He does
and
that.
I think that's why Reese gets under his skin so easy.
Yeah, but it's
Agreed.
not just against the Phillies. McNeil is famous for just being that guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to translate good into coaching.
A bitch.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I think he is baseball through and through. I do think he will be in some sort of coaching position. I don't.
Yeah, you know where he's going to coach?
High school.
Some small town elite program where he's going to use WAR to determine if this 10-year-old plays or that 10-year-old plays.
Oh my god!
Good callback, bud.
Well played.
It's a good callback. Do you think there was anything else that Topper could have done last night to salvage that game? Do you people are calling for Topper? They don't believe he is a good manager. They think he is doing okay with the team he has. I think it's more along the lines of you have to do more to fuck up what you have.
You fire Topper right now. Who you bringing in?
Yeah. That's I'm total agreement. Like you're not. They're in a playoff run. There's no. I think we can all say it. Just none of it feels right. Any of his adjustments.
Yeah. I think he might be on the warm seat come the off season, but like Fuzz just said, you're not firing him at this point. You're dancing with the one that brought you, see what he can do, and then in the off season they might evaluate it. I don't know. I'm not saying they definitely should. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I also feel like if you're not always looking to improve, you're looking to fail in professional sports.
And
So
like,
if somebody comes available that's a better manager, then maybe you look at it and you can go get them.
I don't know. I just, I know Topper's an idiot at times, but like, what do you do? Like, teams just play difficult at certain places. Like like I said, it's a house of horrors right now for them.
House of
we're
Horrors.
We're hoping that they turn it around, but like the Mets just like it is what it is with the Mets. The Mets are never winning anything. They're a shitty franchise. Like the Phillies went 28 years without winning something. Now the Mets are going to go 40 years without winning something. They're just a shitty franchise. Just like we announced it in the beginning of the show with the new Flyers podcast. The Flyers were a shitty franchise. They were run shitty for years. We hope it all turns around. It's just the way it is. But like, I'm not firing Topper. It's got to start somewhere, and I don't think firing Topper is the answer. The only thing I want Topper to do is show a little emotion that he cares. That's all I ask. Throw a bat, throw something, do this. But like, no, you're not just firing him. Like let's be realistic. You have to be smart. Like, you're going to turn around and fire him, and then what are you going to do? Who are you bringing in?
Nobody.
Who are you bringing in?
Nobody.
I can't think of anybody.
There's nobody out there right now. But I'm saying if somebody becomes available,
but who?
Somebody that says, like, if a guy like La Russa says,
I don't fucking want Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa could have a heart attack, and I could care less.
Hey, if Griff says he wants to take it, I would take a shot at Griff.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Griff who?
Yeah,
Junior.
He's never coached.
Junior.
No, he's got to put time in.
Yeah, I think if he wants to make that serious move to bench coaching, right now he's doing the hitting coaching, right?
I don't even know about that.
I think he is. I think he's doing hitting right now. He's definitely put in coaching time, 100%. So I think if he moves over to a bench coach, but someone needs to be trained up into position, personally. And I don't think it's going to be a guy who's been around in the league who solves your problems. Now, I think Topper can improve. I don't think we have to move on from Topper, but what are some of the things that besides emotion, which we would all love to have our guy who's sitting down there look over at the ump, and the ump knows, oh shit, that dude's really pissed at me. Like, you don't know whether he's pissed at you or he's thinking about, like, he forgot his medication. If those are the mixed emotions that you are having when you look at another person, you can't tell if they're mad or they're confused. You're doing it wrong. Your face is wrong.
Griffey is part of the whole ownership of the Mariners.
Can't do it. Okay, so damn. I thought he was doing some hitting stuff. Maybe he was doing some hitting stuff.
Maybe Team USA.
Really?
Maybe. Because like, I'm only thinking, I'm just thinking, I'm if I'm going anything, if I fire Topper, I better have Mark DeRosa lined up.
Okay.
That would be my guy.
Okay. Well,
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying. Like,
no, but let's say we're not firing Top. Let's just say Thompson has a job and he's cool and it's great. What were some of the, like, I've said, I've been vocal in the past. What I would like to see is him be more committal to actually assigning pitchers roles, right? And I'm not saying they have to be set in stone, JV. I'm kind of in agreement with you. You play the lineup as it rolls around, but the willy-nilliness of it, the inconsistency with the rest and who you're playing and who you're not playing, it just never jives. And I always scratch my head and go, but wait, he's been on rest for this long, but this guy you had out. So I just feel like there's a mismanagement because he is so unbeholden to roles and he's only defined to lineups. So that's where I think I could see him improving.
But he has come out and said that he won't have a guy pitch more than 3 days in a row. So I do think he is a all or nothing guy. Like, he'll blow his load with his best bullpen 3 days in a row, and now he's stuck with Jordan Romano coming in. He's stuck with Stram coming in against righties, or something like that. Like, he's just stuck. He gets himself in a bind by going all out sometimes and
But
trying
at
to
least-
win every inning and every game. And
he follows too many matchups and he burns out the role players.
Yeah.
That's the analytics of baseball. Analytics is ruin baseball.
Right, but I think there should be more of a unit. Like, we all know Duran was going to be the closer. The man is born to be a closer. He is by definition on every team a closer. He will be nothing else. Okay? Yep. That is quite clear. Rob had no choice because that's what they bought. They bought a closer. But everyone else is, let's feel them out by committee, and I don't know if I love that. And so I would like to see just more of a firmness. Like, I think we had this, didn't we have this argument a couple years ago, Fuzz and JV? I think or maybe last year, and it was about the definition of the position in the lineup.
I mean, people have been arguing about the leadoff position and how Schwarber was in the leadoff spot for so long, and he's not really a leadoff guy. He's not by definition. Right. So I think maybe there's that conversation out there, and we probably touched on it because, I mean, we talk about everything Phillies, so I would assume that we talk about it.
Yeah, we have. I think it was more or less like I think the old school mentality of you're always the 4-hitter has gone out the window. But I think there is a certain thing with pitching rotation just because of the vibe and the redundancy of pitching that lends itself to that role and the natural organics of it, rather than the situation came up and I need you to be ready. I'm saying there can be a blend of both, right?
Yeah. But I think that that is there, that the situation is, I think going into it, if it's primarily going to be 3 right-handers coming up in the 7th or 8th inning, whatever inning you're in, you're probably going to see Kirkering. If it's going to be 3 lefties or 2 lefties and a guy that doesn't hit the lefty very well or something like that, like you got to look at the 3 batter matchups now, not like you used to where you could only look at one guy. You have to look at this 3 batters and who has the best numbers against this. And do these righties hit a righty or do they not? Because there are some guys that can hit a righty even from the right-handed side of the plate. So I do think he's putting that mentality in there. But again, I think he's just he's doing it like, okay, the 7th inning, it's all righties, Kirkering. The 8th inning is going to be all lefties, so we're going to put in Strom. And then you start getting going, and then next thing you know, that's happened 3 days in a row. And the most they've done is flip-flop an inning. And now they can't touch anybody. Oh, now we got 3 righties. It's got to be Romano, or 3 lefties. It's got to be Ross. And these guys, you just paint yourself into a corner. Whereas, maybe during that time you put it in the Romano instead of Kirkering so that you can have, and you put Romano in a game that maybe you already have a pretty decent lead or you already won the series. If you're up 2, you won 2 out of 3 series already, and this is the 3rd game. Okay, if he blows it, it's not as big of a deal. We got the series win. We're above 500. We can move on. And start. I think that's where Topper's struggling is. He's got to start looking long game, and right now he's looking short game, trying to win every single game, and backs himself into a corner.
And you're talking about down the line, right? He backs himself into a corner down the line, maybe pushing a game too far out more than he should.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the matchups, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what JV's saying is almost to the extent of, correct me if I'm wrong, JV, is bring the guy in for 3 batters, and then once he's done, call it a day. You shouldn't be facing a 4th, 5th, or 6th batter.
Right.
to
In
that
rare
extent.
cases, should he have to do that?
Yeah.
A guy like Kirk Kern, you might be able to get away with facing a fourth batter. But a guy like Romano, you want to get those quick, get those 3 and get them out. Even that's kind of dangerous, but yank them out of there as quick as you can.
I swear to God, if I see Jordan Romano,
I'm just using him as the obvious
I know,
example of the
I know.
problems that we've been having. But
no, I know. I just I'm on that. I got to stop talking. I'm going to give myself a stroke. I already went off on the Mets.
Look like
I can't go off on him again.
Bohm almost got his hair cut. Jesus. Good way to transition into our always fun, always ecstatic
Hall of Fame Club presents Stump the Fuzz.
We need to get I think a Phillies luchador mask for you to change that up.
If anybody finds one, let me know and I'll buy it.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. But that's fine. So here's the rules of the game on Stump the Fuzz. Fuzz will get to a chance to answer up to 3 trivia questions. If he gets the first one wrong, the Stump the Fuzz segment's over. It could last a whole 10 minutes. It could last 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. The show ends when the show ends. So, Fuzz, we're just going to go real simple right now. Here's what we're going to do. If you get the first 2 questions correct,
Mike Schmidt.
okay.
Oh, wait.
If you get the first 2 questions correct, the third question, which is much harder, will become multiple choice. Okay. So you'll earn yourself a bonus hint for the third question. Now, I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to ask the first 2 questions no matter what. If you go 0 for 2, you do not get the third. If you get 1 for 2, you get the third one without the hint. You go 2 for 2, you get the third one with the hint. Are we good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Currently, who is the active home run leader versus the Mets?
For the Phillies?
For the MLB.
Wait, say that again?
With 39 home runs, who is the active leader in home runs versus the Mets?
All right. So it's got to be somebody from the East. I'm going to get this wrong real quick.
Okay.
Give me one. Give me like 2 minutes.
Jesus Christ. It just
Not
answered
even. Part of me wants to say Ronald Acuna.
Okay.
I'll get it wrong and I'll say Ronald Acuna.
It's probably Bryce Harper with 39.
I was thinking Harper because at least he was in.
With the Nats, correct.
He was with the Nats, but I mean
Acuna has a lot of lost time. You have to remember. He's just got a lot of injury time, so he just hasn't racked up as many home runs or had the ability to. And Harper's had a longer career at this point. All right, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going into the second question. Mike Schmidt is tied for second place all time for most home runs against the Mets. And it is the most home runs at second place is 49. He is tied with another player. Who is that player? So Mike Schmidt is tied for second place all time for most home runs against the Mets with what player? And I'm going to give you options on this one. Is it Chase Utley? Is it Ryan Howard? Is it Willie Stargell? Or is it Chipper Jones?
Ooh. Howard? It's not Utley. I'm going to say Ryan Howard. I know it's not Utley.
That is not correct.
Chipper Jones.
Really?
I tried to throw his name out earlier in the show to kind of do it up for
Yeah,
you.
but I didn't
knew.
like. I just like
0 for 2
was-
on this one, Fuzz.
So he was like, but I see. I knew Chipper was a home run guy, but he wasn't like.
Just think of longevity. Think of longevity in career.
I know.
It's just didn't he play for like 20 years, dude?
A fucking long time.
Yeah, it's like 20 years. What are you talking about?
All right,
Great.
moved on to the next segment because I blew
right.
that one.
Well, it's fine. I'm going to give this for the fans who would like to answer in the chat.
As I would say to a ref, get off your knees. You're blowing the game.
Yeah. Along the theme of the Mets, this is the third question. I'm going to ask it for the fans on the show. Philly great and former Met, sorry to say, Richie Ashburn actually came in 11th place for the NL MVP his rookie season in 1948. Who actually won the award in 1948?
Wow.
Who won the NL MVP?
NL
Or rookie?
MVP in 1948. Richie Ashburn, it was his rookie year, came in 11th for the MVP.
Wasn't it? Oh, I know this. Why do I know this? Oh
Everyone
my God.
knows this. This is kind of a gimme.
So
He's the only Philly that holds every goddamn record.
wait, is it a Philly who won the MVP?
Not a Philly.
It's a Cardinal.
Yes.
I was.
Yes. Yes.
I know it's not him, but there's the first name that
Yes.
popped in my head.
Yes.
I was going to say it's Lou Brock, but it's not Lou Brock. It's Stan Musial. I don't know why. Lou. I think Stan Musial. Didn't he hit for the Triple Crown that year?
Yes. It was
Okay.
like an insane
You know what's
year.
funny?
I
Brock
wanted to say Lou Brock, but I knew it wasn't Lou Brock.
That was the first name in my head too.
Now,
I'm like,
here's
no,
the deal.
No,
Right.
he wasn't around then.
Right. Here's
No,
the deal.
I don't know why. 1948. I don't know why Lou Brock was. First off, black people weren't allowed to play in 1948. So, I'm not lying.
No, your options were going to be Johnny Sane, Pee Wee Reese, or Musial. So, look, great. You got the third one, but it doesn't count. I'm sorry to say that. I apologize, but better luck next week.
Hall of Fame Club presents Stump
I gotta look.
the Fuzz.
We definitely stumped the Fuzz on this one. Great job, Tyler. Thank you. That kid's awesome. If you guys are not watching Tyler's shorts and his videos, at this point, you're not really following what you should on this channel. If you're just only watching us, I'm sorry for that. Because Tyler is amazing. So if you get a chance after the podcast, or if
Lou Brock came up in 1961.
61, Jesus.
I was only 13 years off. like why? Like what? Maybe I'm the dummy of the week.
Speaking of which. We are now 5-5 with a 2-run shot by Bader. We are
Sexiest hair ever.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've told you guys he's the love child of Dykstra and Dutch.
He has to be.
Yeah,
or Pete and Cavilla. They had a threesome.
Yeah, and this guy popped out like wow, what a monster shot. Did he pull that?
I didn't see it. I got it. Let me go.
Did he pull it?
He pulled it right over the fence.
Jesus. And Sosa just watched it and knew right away, called it right away. Sosa was on deck and he just watched the swing, the motion itself, and just put his hand straight up.
God damn!
Yeah, that was just a monster. What was the velo on that sucker?
It left really fucking quick.
Yeah, it had to have been like 105 to 110. That was just wow.
And
they're going to be re-showing that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
Harrison
it was
Bader
off-
just hit his 14th of the season.
and it was
14th
off
home run.
Ryan Helsley, who was their big trade acquisition, who stinks, and it couldn't happen to a better franchise than the New York Mets, who will never win a World Series ever again.
They love Bader in the dugout. You can really see how they just love. Yeah.
He brings something. It's I don't know what it is, but it's like it's like him and Edmundo Sosa. Like they just bring like a different aura to the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
He brings the Stubbs energy, but with better talent.
I'm not saying Bader is the best outfielder I've ever seen. I'm not saying,
No.
but he is a packet. He is a more than serviceable player. More than serviceable. Yeah. So
No one went when we got him.
Yeah. So dummy of the week. I know we would probably say it would be Jordan Romano, but I feel like he's like the loser of the week. We're not doing loser of the week, are we?
No.
Okay. And I do, like I said, Romano obviously could be labeled to some for being a dummy. We're the dummy for signing him. So, who do you got for us, JV?
All right. I'm gonna
God.
try to share my screen. I don't know if this will work.
Oh my God. It's a picture of Sandy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm keeping you in the divorce, bro.
All right.
Did you like that my beard's growing back? Is
There we
everyone
go.
happy?
I am whoever is responsible for inflation, because the fact that this bat and ball retails for $9 each, and
No
it's
way.
a deal
That's a
to get it
fucking
at
lie.
$3. We used to pay the $3. That was the retail price.
It was $2.99 at Modell's.
Right.
$2.99.
So this is inflation. Inflation is my dummy of the week. That you have tripled the price of a kid's toy.
Where
that
is
we
this
all
at?
love.
Because I'm about to go buy all of them.
It's Your Home Outlet out in Warminster is this location. So
$3,
We'll
bro.
yeah.
So
right.
Bryson Stott walked.
Yeah, we
I
got
think I stopped
one
it.
out, the top of the 8th. They're coming in to talk to him, figuring this one out. I'm assuming they're going to try and preserve, the double play here. Nope, they're going with the pitching change. So that's it for that for Halsey. Fuzz,
Can I have two?
you want two? Can I? All right. Well, if you're taking two,
You
I'm
go
giving
first.
one because you might
go
take
first.
mine.
You go first.
My dummy of the week is, believe it or not, going to Alec Boehm. I know you're going to think I'm bullying him. I know you are going
that's
to.
a great one. What a fucking bitch.
What a goddamn. So get this. If you weren't aware, in last night's game, Alec Boehm complained about a shining, glaring object that was coming off in center field.
Right.
It was a parabolic microphone that was sitting out there. It has been out there for about
Since
a decade.
2017.
Yeah.
Right.
For about a decade. Even our announcers said, "What are you doing?" And then from that point forward, because of that, there was a 19-minute delay, and then the Mets went on to score 10 in a row we didn't respond to. So, hey, thanks to that one, Alec, you dummy.
Right. And they tried to justify it, saying, "Oh, it's with a left-hander." You couldn't see.
Scrub the deck.
It was a lefty.
that
He couldn't
Moana?
see the ball coming out.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Crap
That's
when he's singing.
Shiny.
Shiny. Jermaine Clement. I know.
Yes.
I know that voice right away. He's dude, he's funny. All right.
what a
Did I
bitch.
take one of your two?
No, you didn't. That,
Oh,
that
wow.
was a good one.
All right.
That was a
go
good
for
one.
it. Go for it, bud.
My first dummy, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, is Wilson Contreras. He got so angry at the ump, he flung his bat and hit a coach. Like fucking idiot. And got a 6-game suspension on top of it. And my second dummy are the umps in this goddamn this series because they've been terrible. But I'm gonna give a genius. We don't do this one. I'm gonna give a genius of the week. Is
Alec Bohm complaining about a parabolic mic.
Is the person who was standing at the thing and the guy was like, go down and get that mic, and that dude went, and you could read his lips. He's like, it is not in my job description. No. And he didn't. Like, are you not crabbing into the batter's eye and getting that?
We have audio of the guy responding to it. They caught it on an open mic at the park, and this is what he actually said.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
That's what we caught that. That was caught at the ballpark last night.
I was like, wow, it was good for him. But those are my dummy and genius of the week. Like the Bohm one probably wins because like what a fuck. I was like that dude that's been there since 2017. I'm like, you just made the Phillies look like the Mets with the bitching. You fucking clown. Oh, I was so angry. And then, like you said, the Mets went and scored 74 unanswered runs.
Yeah. The Phillies are back in it. We got runner on second. We got Marsh up, and he is.
How about Marsh, man? He's been hitting the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, he's brought his average up to 260. And from
where it was. Where it was.
Low 200s. Was he at 205 at one point?
I'm looking now. Like, yeah. Because he was not.
Well, I think he's finding the connection point between how to extend the ball past and or under, right? So I think
he was at 191 on May 17th.
Whoa.
So think about that.
Sub 200. Okay.
And
he's got himself up to 260 by
think about that.
End of August. That's tremendous.
That's huge.
That's tremendous. And I will say they have come in at very clutch times. He is sitting on the ball. He is actually getting pitches. I think right now he's up to 6 pitches in a 1-2 count.
And this might be the most overrated pitcher in Major League Baseball history. He had one good season, and he had a great entrance, and that was it.
Yeah,
Durant is still better.
Oh my goodness! I thought he had that. He was just a second off on that. He just hit it foul, probably 4,000 feet.
Hate those long outs.
Wow.
All right.
You want to do our
just to let everyone know? Yeah, coming up this week on the Broken Bell Network tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow the Philly podcast will be talking everything Eagles, preseason camp, getting ready for the season coming up. There was a big trade recently, so they got a lot to talk about.
Fuck you, Dallas.
Yeah. And then on Thursday, the Northeast Philly podcast makes a return at 9:00 with special guest Holden Barter, who, if I remember correctly, has a new album coming out.
He's got a new album coming out and his new singles out.
Yeah. And I'd just like to give a little shout out to my cousin's son, who ran for 150 yards in his high school football game on Friday night. Good job, Bailey.
I thought you were about to say a 150-yard run play. I'm like, how? I'm like, wow. What did they do to these fields in high school?
Apparently, he had a 60-yarder. So that's a good run.
Congrats. What's his name?
His name is Bailey Gardner.
Congrats.
So we are actually working on another podcast. We're gonna have a Coach's Corner podcast that we're working. I am currently trying to work on. Not me. I'm not gonna fucking do it. And the guy Phil Smith. So I've been in talks with him. So if things work out, we can have him on that show.
All right.
But it's good stuff coming to the Broken Bell Network. You finally got a Flyers one. Anybody out there want to talk Sixers? Let's do that. We'll bring you on. We got the Tyler Shorts, which
Love it.
The Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift one today was golden. I don't care what anyone says. It was fucking golden. Like, he is such a dick, and I love it. And then, like I said, the Northeast Philly podcast. Generally, Holden appears on the Philly podcast. Because, like I said, we started talking with him football, but we brought him on to talk.
My God.
Philadelphia fans don't give a shit.
My God, why do
There's
I love
another
this
one, that
city
same
so much?
shot where you have a shirtless Jason and the flowers. It was great.
Oh, I gotta find that one.
My God.
Philly fans are the best. Like, the absolute best. Hold on, zoom in. All right. Let's. So the Phillies are facing the Atlanta Braves. So let's do what I think the Phillies need to do to beat the Braves in this. What is it? A 4-game series?
We got a 4-game series. So you are going to give us our look ahead.
Look ahead, and this is what I think the Phillies need to do. They got to come